What's up, doers? Welcome back to another episode of the Deuces podcast. If you guys are new, hello, I'm Kiara.
And I'm Janelle. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. Sorry, I'm getting, before we get started, doers for the Let's Ask This. I'm going to put another disclaimer.
Yeah, put a disclaimer.
As much as we love the questions we're getting and y'all want to get to know what fight we were in and what's our favorite books.
Yeah.
It's for advice. It's literally,
yeah.
We did this to keep y'all anonymous. Otherwise we would have just put a tab up.
No, so I think people are misinterpreting interpreting what we meant to say. Let's ask this. It's not ask us questions about our lives, our personalities, or whatever. Nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
It is a column to ask questions that you need advice for, or a topic you want us to speak about, or any drama, gossip, something you want us to discuss, something like that. And it's not meant to ask us anonymous questions.
Yeah.
Like genuinely anonymous questions. And people are definitely getting that confused.
If y'all want us to go through them and that's a whole episode, we can do that, but I'm just that can be a separate episode, but I want to put it out there and I'm going to say it again on our Instagram because again, like, stop asking weirdest questions.
Yeah, it's just that's not
like feet pics. You into it? No.
Yeah, it's just weird stuff that we've been getting. But anyways, yeah, so welcome to today's episode.
It's last week was Valentine's week. Very uneventful for me.
We didn't go to the rage room.
No, we did not. We did not go to the rage room.
Why?
To be honest, I was just really like not feeling well and under the weather for my birthday trip in Vegas. Like I was sick. We didn't drink any water. Vegas was fun though. I can't wait for us to go as sisters. I think we'll have a grand time. But we didn't do the rage room because I was just not feeling well. Yeah. And
old sport. I feel like watching that movie.
Me too. Great Gatsby.
Should watch it.
Let's just put it on real quick. Gotta wait for Carissa
anyways. Order some pizza. Let's watch Great Gatsby. For some reason
I brought my laptop.
It's on HBO. And
is it?
Yeah. And I didn't know that because for like a long time ago I was trying to watch it and I couldn't find it anywhere, but I guess now it's on HBO and I was like, dang, I haven't seen that movie since I think in theaters.
When you play with me like
love. She's coming out with a new album in March. I'm so excited.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, hopefully she goes on tour. She hasn't been on tour in a while.
Oh, not the Gatsby movie.
I just hate when I went to see Lana Del Rey in concert because she's my favorite artist.
It is on HBO Max.
Yeah, that's what why would I say let's watch it and then not be on there? I didn't know
when you looked it up. So it could have gone by then because they be taking things off all the time.
They literally do. But I was watching something on HBO the other day and I was going through it and I saw Great Gatsby was on there. I was like, oh my gosh,
maybe I'll watch that tonight.
Yeah, it's such a good.
I only watched it up to the part.
It's way longer than it needed to be. 100%. Like I felt like could cut some scenes out because that book is like 100 pages.
What scenes do you feel like they cut out? I feel like that was one of the movies that really stuck to the book.
I know, but the book is so little. So I'm like, how is this movie so long and the book's like this big?
Let me see how many pages it is.
I'm pretty sure it's like because we read it in school.
Yeah. You know what book we read in school that I was having a dream about the other day?
Huckleberry Finn.
No. I don't know what the Kite Runner is. It's such a sad book. But what was I doing? The Great Gatsby book. I remember I had to read that and Dad was like raving about it, but because he raved about it, I didn't want to read it.
You did amazing.
Old Sports.
Was it 32 times, I think?
I'm on Old Sports. You know what? Let's watch it today.
Yeah. Let's watch it. I know. I really like the movie. Anyways, this is nothing to do with...
I also want to preface, Chanel's not mean to me.
Oh yeah, we had a fan say that I was mean.
Yeah, and does she cut me off? Yes.
But you cut me off as well.
I do too. I think you're just more like stern with your cutoff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot more noticeable. It's not like mine's kind of a little...
I got a crick in my neck.
I was like, what are you doing?
I can't get it out. There's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake. Wait, what are you doing?
My neck,
my neck, my back. We were here for 3 hours. You could have been stretching your neck out. Do you have an Excedrin? Take it.
No, I don't have a headache.
It doesn't matter. It's still pain.
Oh, really? I thought it was just made for migraines.
No, but yeah, Janelle's not mean to me. I feel like if I felt like she was being mean, I could hold my own. Thank you. I could say something, but that's all I want to put out there. But don't stop listening. Thank you for giving us feedback. That means you listen.
Yes, that means you listen to us. Thank you so much. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into today's episode. So we did get a question from Let's Ask This.
Yeah, we actually got a legit question.
A legit one. So
I'm not saying the other ones aren't legit, but this is what's going with it.
Pull it up, please.
Yes, I can.
That was the cue to pull it up.
Oh, I didn't see the cue. Apologize.
But yeah, so
I wish these were numbered. I have to go through them.
Oh, dang. Maybe next time you do it, you should just screenshot it.
Oh, we need to do that. We have to address that. Bitch, if you listen to our episode, you know why.
For real. It's probably
What did you dream about last night? I'm curious. Y'all really want to know this stuff?
Did you not screenshot it? Why would you not screenshot it?
I'm
just going to go through each and every anonymous question. It's going to take forever.
One of your friends is hiding something from you.
What?
That's a question.
One of your friends is hiding something from you.
Can you specify which sister, please?
What?
I don't got friends, so it must be you.
I know.
we literally talked about that earlier.
I know. So, what one of y'all friends are hiding something from me?
If you got the balls to say it, tell us.
I know, that is the weirdest thing. Now that's making me question my friends. Who's hiding something from me?
Who's hiding something? Y'all got something to know that we don't?
I know. What's going on? That is so funny.
I know.
Heck? No, like when I was watching the TikTok, when we make like who goes out more, why would you point to yourself? I was like, that's why I made
thinking
a face.
of my past life.
Literally, I was like, Kiara, you don't go out. Why would you point at yourself?
You know what? They didn't
That's a cute
specify
video.
what kind of. It was a cute video. It didn't specify what time it put out. Too. Huh?
So Casey said we did get our makeup there.
When we get a compliment from Carissa, it feels good because she doesn't talk to us.
She doesn't give out.
She doesn't
empty
hug
compliments.
us. She doesn't love us. Like someone
does the pat on the back.
So when Carissa does, here I found it.
The pat on the back.
Yeah, when Carissa does show us any kind of ounce of interest, a laugh, like anything, I'm like, yay. Okay, so we're gonna change it up. We're gonna start doing Let's Ask This in the beginning of the episodes, and this is the first question, which is gonna tie in perfect with today's episode.
That's the point.
Oh, okay. Do you think you can have friends of the opposite sex, or do you think all this has to be cut off? Dun dun dun. And thank you for
Why did you
answering.
screenshot it again?
Did I screenshot?
Yeah.
I meant to lock my phone. Oh my god, I'm a mess.
Okay, so the question being is,
can you be friends with the opposite sex
in a relationship?
I mean, it doesn't say in a relationship, but I guess we can just. That's what they're talking about. Because why would they not?
Right. Right. Yeah, no. I think you absolutely can.
Oh, they said no.
Oh, no, I don't know why. I don't know why.
It did come off wrong.
It did come off wrong. But no, I think you 100% can be friends with the opposite sex in a relationship. I think if you cannot, then I think that's a little too controlling and crazy. However,
one more time. Give it one more time for the people in the back.
However,
yes. Hallelujah.
Praise
Thank you,
Jesus.
random citizen.
Okay, that killed it. But no,
I always do one more. I always do one too much.
To reel it in. You don't
reel it in. Okay, go ahead.
Always do one more. However, if it's totally fine to have friends with opposite sex relationship if your partner likes that friend. I think if you don't like their friend, you should not be friends with them because I think if there's a reason, it's not. There shouldn't be I just don't like her. Why don't you like her? Yeah, there's no just because you probably may be insecure. You think like she's trying to take your boyfriend and whatever. If there's like a legit reason to like I don't like her energy or his vibe or he's annoying. He does this like. He's rude or says
or he always
I don't like
you
his
find
political
yourself
views
or you always find yourself in some type of situation because of this friend.
Or you're arguing with
it's
them.
Not good with it's just not a good friend and a good person in your life that's going to make you better.
Hold on, I think that just deals with any sex. I don't think the opposite sex has to do with do you get what I mean? But general,
we're also gonna talk about red flags coming up.
Yeah, but no, I think for sure if they don't like them of the opposite. What?
Mom.
What'd she say?
We love we're going to start a random tip from Lorena Henry. Stop eating fried food. Causes lots of cancers. French fries especially. LOL.
She just stays sending random things.
Is mother advice from Lorena Henry.
Stop eating French fries because you get cancer. But no,
Too late.
I feel the opposite sex having a friendship is totally okay if there's respectful boundaries.
I feel like it is okay. Like you said,
I don't know if you should be hanging out without.
It's kind of hard.
It's a hard line.
It's hard what type of relationship you are in because did they used to hook up before?
Wait, is it their friend or is it a best friend? There's a difference.
I think it just said opposite sex.
No. I'm saying in personal, like opposite sex of being a best friend and a friend, because I feel like if you have a best friend and everybody gets along, like, well, to me personally, if Tony had a girl best friend, like a legit girl best friend, and they like hung out and I wasn't there, like I wouldn't care because obviously I know the friend and I like the friend. It's good. You know what I mean? I don't think Tony would be upset if I hung out with like a Sandman by ourselves, like if we went to go get a drink or eat or something. And I would be mad if
you guys already though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it has to be a good friendship. Like you have to obviously be okay with it. Like personally, I wouldn't care if Tony did that. Like again, I guess it's just like I said, person.
You've met the person, boy or girl, whatever the opposite sex is, and like, because sometimes best friends be overstepping. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
that's why I say you gotta know your boundaries.
Yeah, like, I think it's okay with boundaries. If they have reasons not to like them, that's not, and like, because you can tell when it's controlling. You just don't like, you can't have guy friends. You can't. Oh, why are you talking to this guy?
Yeah,
like,
why are you texting her?
That's a red flag in itself, because that's not gonna stop there. It's not gonna stop at the exes. It's gonna be like, why are you going out? Why are you doing this? Because I had an ex that was like that. That was like, why are you hanging out with that person? They're sleeping around, and you're gonna start doing that. Like, don't hang out with them, kind of thing.
That's just stupid to say or think. Just because you're gonna hang out with someone, you're gonna act like that's not how it is. No, wait, hold on. Let me reiterate. I 100% think you should speak to your partner about it before you just become good friends with somebody. If it's the opposite sex, like, hey, like I met this girl at work, like she's really cool.
I need to know who she is.
Let's go hang out.
Because girls will know what girls are trying to do. Same thing with guys will know what guys are trying to do. Like, you can tell the vibe. Yeah, like if there's a girlfriend, I need to meet her. I'm gonna be like, let me scope this bitch out. Yeah, I do think just take your partner's feelings into consideration, like ask us why they don't like it, because it does ask like, do you think this has to be cut off at all? Like, no, I don't, unless like I said, your partner has a feeling, because at the end of the day, like that's who you're with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I do feel like there has to be like a legitimate reason, like not just because he or she's pretty or he or she likes to go party and have fun. Like, those aren't valid reasons. That's just a little bit insecurity showing. But however, if that is a problem, then your partner should still kind of like, okay, well then I won't hang out with them all the time. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be their friend. Out. Yeah. But like, you know, just so they're being respectful of you. But I don't think there's any reason to cut off unless you could tell there's some ulterior motive.
Like I said, you can tell when a bitch is trying or a male is trying. Yeah. You know. So hopefully that helps, and that's going to tie us into red flags in relationships, whether that's friendships, family, work ships. I don't know if that's like, you know, I want to start off by saying trust your gut. Like, you're not crazy. Like, I feel like people think like there's red flags. I'm noticing things. Like, am I overthinking? Like, most of the time.
Sometimes you can though.
Not all the time, but from most of the time, like, you know. Like, you know when someone's trying to get you in trouble at work all the time, or like, you know, like every time you say some information, it gets back to somebody else. Like, always trust your gut, because majority of the time, not all the time, because you know sometimes your gut is wrong, but for the majority of the time, trust it.
I think with the red flags, I think there's levels to red flags. I think there's the bright red, if you will.
So there's like
the bright red,
blood red,
bright red, stop sign red.
Like,
just kidding. Red, that's like a very obvious red flag. And then I think you have kind of like your off red-ish, almost maroony, kind of blurred flag, where it's kind of like, is this a red flag or am I overthinking? It can be kind of mixed. And then you have your very pastel-y, almost pink red. And that's kind of like, you have to really think about it over and over. Is this a red flag? It's not like a quick like, oh, that's a red flag. It's kind of like, you know what, now that I think about it, that was probably a red flag. Like, you know what I mean? I do think there's certain aspects in that. So I definitely feel like the most common would be in the between, like, am I overthinking or is this a red flag? You know what I mean? And that's where your gut comes in to like really like separate it. Like, okay, how many times this has happened? What is happening? So I guess we can start with like, let's do friendship red flags first, like the top friendship red flags. You know, obviously there's the obvious one that the friends that try to make themselves better than you, try to put you down, or like never get excited of what you're doing, but you're always excited for them. To kind of piggyback off of that, I also feel like a friend that always tries to be a center of attention, like always bring it's back to them. Like if you're talking about something, they always bring themselves up. And you can tell when it's happening. Yeah, or they like always want to talk about what they're doing, or like oh, well, blah, 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 like trying to always make it about them. I feel like it's a huge red flag. Like how you said, kind of not being excited for you, not really going up above and beyond for you. I feel another big red flag is the way that they talk to you.
Yes.
And how they talk to you. It's just...
I know it's person by person based, because if someone says it to you...
No, because when I'm saying these things, I'm just like, I would never be friends. Like, there's no red flags for me. We wouldn't be friends. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to explain it. No, I know that. I'm like, how would you be friends with someone who talks to you
but
like
you're
that?
aware of it. You can pick... Some people can't see that as obvious. Like, you
know what? That's what it is.
You know what I mean? Like, you can pick it up faster.
Yeah.
Like... A red flag, it's like how they talk about your relationships, like,
or what you're doing in life,
or like, it doesn't even have to be an obvious like, ew girl, you're ugly. It's just like how it's simple as, of course you're gonna go home to your perfect, like always like belittling your thing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
I feel like there's joking around, but then you could tell the difference between somebody being really salty and joking around.
But sometimes a joke is like a covered insult.
Yeah,
like they put it in a joking manner, because if it's like 60 times already, it's not a joke anymore, but you say the same thing over and over and over and over, and it's like, okay, yes, I want to go home to my boyfriend that likes me, like, sorry, you know what I mean? Not like always bringing it down, you know what I mean? Like, watch out for the subtle insults.
I think you're just being please speak from personal experience. That was very specific what you said, because I remember you told me a story. Yeah, so you were definitely speaking.
Yeah, I was speaking from an experience.
She said no, because
well, this is our podcast, so I can speak it, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that experience the same thing. Like, you don't think about it at the beginning, but then when you go back and reflect, it's like, damn, every time I said something about my relationship, there was a comment. Yeah. Whether it was in a joking manner or like, bitch, you're too sensitive. I hate that.
Look, so I think a huge red flag in friendships is how you communicate with each other. And I totally understand about tough love and things like that. It's just the way that you do it. Because I have a group of friends who would speak. No, I don't have, but like I've seen, like been in the, around a group of friends.
She's been around the block, she said.
Where they would just like speak to each other horribly. Came to actual blows and like would fight each other. Yeah. And like those are just like, it's like, it was very intense, and I felt like you should never get that intense with a friend with your feelings and emotions.
Yeah, like there should never be a low blow, because as a friend, you know each other's insecurities.
Yeah, you should never be any like low blows. Yeah. Or throw anything in anybody's face. If you're someone who just can't accept that you've been like you're wrong and being told you're wrong, then that's a own personal issue, because your friends are the ones to tell you, no, you're wrong. That was wrong. But again, it's how you communicate those things. It's what's going to dictate a good friend and a bad friend. Because you can be brutally honest without being rude, and I feel like a friend would never be rude. So that's a huge flag for someone. If you're asking for advice and they're being rude instead of just honest, then I think that's definitely a red flag. Or a friend that tries to make you feel stupid.
Yeah. Like I said, just watch how they're...
It's just like, I just cannot fathom these being red flags and people being friends.
But you have to speak to the masses. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, how could you want to be friends with somebody like that?
But, sometimes you don't... It's not... Like, to you, they're saying it like ugly, but you're like, oh, they're giving me tough love. But when you really look at it, it's like, that wasn't tough love. She was just being bitchy to me, or she's being jealous of me. Like, I feel like we said in our main character episode, like, you should never be jealous of your friends. Like, you should always be happy. And another red flag is just like seeing how they not take care of you, but how they deal with when you're like down. Like, you can tell a friend, like, I'm not saying like, if you're sick,
tell a friend.
She's bad.
Yeah, no,
like, I'm not saying when you're sick you have to show up with like soup. Like, that's a nice friend, obviously. But like, when, like, because I'm not, this hasn't from personal experience, but I have seen it where like someone's passed away, like, you haven't reached out, like, you like, it's just like,
no, that's insane.
Like, it's like
if someone passes away and you don't get any condolences and they know about it, because it's, I mean, if you don't post on social media, it's like, how are you supposed to know that someone died? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But if they did post it, or somebody and you didn't, like, that's insane for you to think you're their friend and you didn't even reach out. Like, that's crazy. But like, I always say, you never lose a friend. I stand firm behind my saying, you never lose a friend. That, I think Mom told me that one time, because you would never... The only way you'd lose a friend is if you do something to someone you would never do to a friend.
Yeah.
So they were never your friend to begin with. And I'm such a huge, strong strong believer in that saying. You don't
I know
lose
you
a
are.
friend. I
You
say
should
all
put
the
it on
time.
a t-shirt or something.
I say it all the time. You don't lose friends.
Yeah, and like I said, you'll know how they handle crisis with you. Like, one thing that bothers me, like, this is a red flag just as a person in general, not even just friends, like when they leave them like terribly at the club, like those girls are just drunk. I'm always like, girl, where are your friends?
Yeah,
like that bothers me so
or
much.
if you don't go to events of your friends, that's a red flag to me. If you don't go to like a birthday, if you don't go to anything dealing with kids,
they always have an excuse.
Yeah, you don't go to any house warming or hey, I'm having girls. If you don't go to anything, you're not a good friend. It's a red flag. Like they're not.
Yeah, you don't have to go to every single thing, but show up here and there. Like, see how someone shows up for you. That's, a red flag.
Yeah, definitely.
But I also want to say also as a red flag in a friend is how they speak of others. Like, there's different gossiping with your friends and you're telling each other chisme, but how they speak of others.
Not just about chisme, but like how they
relay the chisme to you.
Yeah, no, not that. Because, obviously you're going to gossip with your friends and talk whatever.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to...
Yeah, I completely get what
like,
you're
there's
saying.
different gossiping with your friends because each person in your friend group has their own different friend group. And, like, you can gossip about it, but, like, how they deliver it tells you what type of person that is. You know what I mean? I always say except my sisters because we're blood.
Yeah, no.
Sisters
and also
are different.
How they just speak about things in general, I feel like how they treat a waiter could be a red flag. How they talk about people's lifestyles, like, oh, I could never be a stay-at-home mom, or just anything really ugly, like could be a red flag, because then they could think about you a certain way, not because it's like she's really thinking about like this a certain way, like what is she gonna think about me, and that's like a bad way to treat a friend. Do you know what I mean? So just how they carry themselves can be definitely a huge red flag, and what they're talking to you about, like they could be talking about you to somebody else later.
And nothing's worse when you have to always second guess what you're saying. Like, you should be so comfortable, like, but then, like, you know what I mean, be able to talk to your girls and your friends. Like, you shouldn't have to be like, I'm gonna omit this message, omit this and omit that. But let's go ahead, we can move on to like family relationships, red flags in family, because I'm a friend because I don't care if you're blood.
I think a red flag in family would definitely be just the term itself, we're family. Like, that's not
I
good
hate
enough.
that feeling. What's that thing you said? Like, blood is thicker than the water, but blood is easier to clean.
No, it's
you know what I'm trying to say.
Blood is thicker than water, but blood is harder to clean up.
Yeah, I like that saying because like I hate that feeling. Like, they're family.
Where do I get these sayings from? I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like I just hear them and then I just think I make them up
then
myself, and I don't.
But like,
I'm pretty sure, 100% sure, I probably found that in some like novella I was watching. Like, so that's like an intense drama thing. Like, blood is thicker than water. Blood's also hard to clean up. Like,
dun, dun,
you know
dun.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but I do, like I said, I'm not.
saying.
I used to believe like, oh, they're family no matter, but no, like families can be toxic. Like they can be strain on your mental health because they use that over your head. Like, I can treat you like this because I'm family, or you got to deal with this because I'm family,
or we have to think a certain way because we're family. Like, even if they're wrong, well, that's your family, you know.
Yeah, you have to,
anything saying that is just a red flag in general. If someone says like, oh, well, that's because it's your blood, it's your family, like that's already a red flag.
Well, obviously there's some stuff,
I mean, yeah,
you know what I mean, like there's stuff I'm like,
when they say it is the red flag.
Yeah, it's like what they're like, it's how, yeah, exactly how it's being used. Because I'm like, I have to go help move this thing. Why? She's my sister, man, she's blood, like I gotta go help her, you know.
Yeah.
That's different. But we know those,
you know what we're talking about when we say things
where it's like no, your uncle's gonna talk to you like that because that's your uncle, that's family, that's how it is. No, like that's not okay.
Like, trigger warning, or when things get a little like, you know, it's I don't know why I brought this up, I'm sorry.
Do you want to retract it?
Because I'm saying, because it's used a lot when kids are getting molested by family members and they either don't say anything because in their head, oh, this is my uncle, this is my aunt, I can't turn them in. I can't tell my mom because they're my family. I don't want to like break up the family. I don't want to cause drama, whatever, because you're so instilled as a kid, like this is your family, this is your tribe, this is who you are, this is your people, your blood, who you protect, who you love. So when kids do get molested and it's by a family member or like a neighbor or something where they feel like they can't tell on them because they're part of their family, it's like I'm saying like a red flag, obviously be less, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying like that whole term, it's your family mindset when it comes to bad things is a huge red flag if anybody says that.
But I do want to say it's okay to, you can cut it off.
Yeah,
like you don't have to, even though it's like, you know, it's hard for us to understand because like I talk to you like well, not as much anymore, but usually every single day. But like, it's okay to cut off
every single day, some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. But I just want to say it's okay to cut off family.
I know. I was gonna tweet this the other day. I think I still am. I was like, I literally talk to you guys every single day, and then I see you guys. Well, obviously we don't live together anymore, but I see you every single weekend, and I still feel like we don't see each other enough.
No, for real. Like, we're together like
I said, we talk
4 times a month, I guess.
Single day, and then we always see you every single weekend.
And we never run out of anything to talk about.
I know, and I still feel like I don't see you guys enough.
I know, not me crying because I wish we lived together like 24/7. Like, it's funny because when we're oh my god, I cannot talk. When we are in our separate places, like, I don't think about it, but then I'll be like,
but then when we're together, it's like, oh, I gotta go home.
Like yesterday, I turned off High School Musical because I'm like, this will be funnier with my sisters. Like, it's not gonna be fun by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then,
except Katie says she hates us.
And then when we're like together, and then when we have to leave, we're like, we
worked together for 6 hours.
But anyways, okay. So moving on to red flags in work relationships. I think one of the biggest red flags in a work relationship.
Ooh, can I guess?
What?
Your coworkers are not your friends.
No, but that is true.
I want to let everyone know that I'm a victim of that. I think everyone's my friend, and then always bites me in the ass.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it depends on what job, because if it is like a job where there's not really much growth, or like there's kind of a baseline, like you either maybe go to a manager and that's it, but there's not like to climb the ladder kind of thing, or move to like a different department kind of. It's kind of like a smaller job or thing. I think it's okay to be good friends with your coworkers, but if it is somewhere where you can beat the next person out to get paid more, to get a higher position, to blah blah, like, they are not your friends, because they will backstab you when they need to backstab you. They will lie on you. They will.
I think that applies to even like working at Best Buy. Like, you're like, they're not your friends. You're your acquaintances at the moment.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is like,
I'm not saying it can't turn into a friendship.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. Like a smaller job or something maybe not as serious, because it's like.
No, I know what you're trying to say.
But like, so to me, like, retail friends, like, that's fine. Like, if you're like a reception, like, that's fine. But like, if you're really trying to get somewhere, like, they really be lying on you and everything. But still,
those retail friends be telling on you, be like, she ain't sick, she was at the square last night. Like, they still get on you.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why I said, like, they're, some friends turn into like actual friendships. Some do.
Yeah, some coworkers.
But for the most time, they're not. Like, they're for that moment, because I've definitely seen people, because I tell my friend TJ all the time, like, those bitches are not your friends, because the first time they can snitch on you, they will. Like, you can't trust everyone. Like I said, they're a fun time to hang out. It can be acquaintances.
And the only reason why this is like a little bit worse than regular is because it's dealing with your money, because it's like, when you're saying like they're not your friends and everything like that, in real life it's like, yeah, I could just cut that person off, it's cool. But like when you're with coworkers, it like could affect your money, which is obviously you need to survive. So that's why it's a little, I think, harder, or be more cautious when you're trying to make friends with coworkers, because like, dang, if something were to mess up, I could lose my job.
Yeah, there's a lot. That was not Texas what I was gonna say. At will. Oh, I guess I'm 0 for 2.
Yeah, but sorry, just go out. No, but what I was saying, a red flag in the job is if they try to get you to do things outside of your pay grade for free. Huge red flag in the company and the job in general. Because I'm all for, I'm not doing, especially when I start working salary, I'm not doing more than 40 hours. I do not care. I'm gonna say, sorry, no. I'm getting off at this time. I don't care. Unless I'm gonna get paid for it, I'm not doing it. I refuse to do that. Because and like in my mind, I'm like, if y'all could just fire me whenever, I think I'm ever gonna work harder. Yeah. Like, not like being an overachiever, but like, I'm not working more than my 40 hours. I do not care once I get salary. I think that's like a big generation thing that was instilled in a lot of us. Like, break your back and move. It's like, no. And like my boss, my boss currently, now is like saying, no, not my boss, but that's not what you signed up for. So do not ever do anything you did not sign up for or pay to do. Yeah, I was gonna say, as we were the same as the family, like, it's okay to say no to your boss too. Like, you 100%. Don't have to be like, hell no. You can be like, there was this girl I saw on TikTok, like the professional way to say it to your boss. And when I find it, I'll show you. Yeah, but it's just I love those. That is outside of my pay grade. Unfortunately, that's something. Yeah, however, you can tell your boss no. Like, I understand sometimes it's a little intimidating, but like, you have to remember, like, they're for them, for themselves, and they're gonna take off when they need to take off. Oh, that was good. Me too. Another red flag I would say is when they question your PTO. Yes. All the time. That's a huge red flag to me. No, that PTO is for you. Like, I cannot stand why bosses get upset when you request PTO? Am I not supposed to use it?
They hope you don't.
Or when, like, oh, you're taking off again? I have the hours. Why can't I take off?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's a huge red flag in a job is when they question your PTO time. And like I can't wait until I'm a boss.
Yeah, make sure I'll listen and share.
Yeah, please.
So we can like help you out, and then y'all can work for us, and we can be badass bosses.
Yeah, I would never question PTO.
Yeah,
I would never question it. If you take a once a month, 2 days a month, I would never question it. As long as like I get like when they understand like, oh well, everybody can't take off this week because you know work has to get done. Mm-hmm. But like questioning it is wild to me. Mm-hmm. Another red flag I would say is boss or coworkers, whoever.
Don't let them talk down to you.
Gossiping.
Oh, that's what I'm going back
about
others
in the workplace or about the boss. Do not ever say anything that you would not say to the boss's face.
That's why I said your coworkers are not your friends. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. Like as much
that's
as
a red flag in like the people and your boss. If they're trying to make you say something about somebody, or they're trying to pry questions about something, or something, you know, like I
stay to myself. I answer like I mean I'll communicate here and there, but like once people start gossiping, I walk out. Like you know, obviously I have like you have your work friend that you gossip with via text, you know, but like I save all the text messages, but I guess I never say anything that I would never say to them either.
Right, exactly. Like, it's like, oh, I heard, you know. So it was brought to my attention that you had said blah, 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 whatever.
Because everyone's out for themselves.
Exactly. So I would definitely red flag is when they are they're gossiping about the boss and you don't, whatever, like I said, whatever you would say to the boss, that's what you say then. Or you just stay quiet. Don't be joining in the gossip because for all you know, the boss could have told them to do, especially if you're new.
Well, those are some good, red flags. Hope you guys learned them. Hopefully you guys if you see them, like I said, it's there, guys. They're there. They're waving.
Pay attention.
Keep
your eyes open. Sorry, it's a song.
I don't know that song.
Keep your eyes open. Open. But no.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyways, so yeah, definitely pay attention because they're there. And I feel like every single person, there's like I said, there's a difference between having a red flag and then kind of having like a little bit of that part of your personality. I think those are also two different things. But there's like bright red flags that people want to ignore, and do not ignore them, guys.
Yeah, and don't waste your time, because when you're ignoring it, you're wasting your time that could have been beneficial to you. You could have gotten rid of somebody in your life or whatever you're doing that could have been gone, and you could have been happy.
I definitely feel like those are there, but I think more importantly, pay attention to the ones that may or may not be a red flag until you have to think about it. And I think those are the ones you need to look out for, because the bright red flags are there. You're just either ignoring them or you don't care. But the ones that you don't know,
ones that you're thinking about,
the light pink ones to the maroony ones, to that you have to really think about. That's, you really need to pay attention.
Yeah. All right, well, that was the episode today. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Keep listening, keep sharing. Like I said, we see the viewers. We've been doing this for a while, and it's we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're staying
here. We're gonna be with y'all every week
until it gets picked up, okay, by something or someone, or who knows. We're gonna keep the consistency. Consistency.
Follow me on TikTok. Follow Janelle on TikTok.
Dang, can I talk?
Sorry,
oh, plug yourself.
I got to. No one else is.
You can show up for myself. Who else will show up for me?
Go ahead and say your jingle.
Yes. Ew.
So it is a jingle
slogan. I guess it is. Yes. So like Kiara said, like, comment, subscribe, share, leave a 5-star review, because if it's anything else, you're lying. And again, thank you guys so much. We see the slow growth and we see the progressive.
We see you doers.
That's not the right word. Progressive.
We see
the
you
progression.
Doers.
There you go. We see the progression of the doers coming along. We get new ones. It's, again, I still get so surprised that random people listen to us. Not just our friends and family. But yeah, so guys, thank you so much for listening. We hope you don't ever find any red flags, but if you do, push them away, and always remember to do you, sis.